Hey guys, Barron Magazine is describing the current market that we're in as the mother of all bidding seasons. Now, why would they say that? Let's check out some numbers together. I'm going to share my screen. Really interesting. Here's what they're looking at. The Mortgage Bankers Association purchase index for the week ending June 5th was up 13% from the same period a year ago. Remember, a year ago, pre-COVID, the numbers are higher than that. So we've got mass demand, tons of buyers in the market, but we're at a record low amount of listings to sell to those buyers in the marketplace. Supply and demand causes pricing to rise. Robert Shiller, Dr. Robert Shiller, predicts that house prices in the suburbs will now rise faster than those in the city centers in coming years, as buyers that have grown more used to and practice at working from home seek more social distance space. And more importantly, maybe they're also getting more affordable housing. They don't have to deal with the traffic, the congestion, the pain of living in the city. This can create listings for those agents that work in the city, and it can create more buyers coming into the suburbs. So this, again, is going to be a supply-demand issue. Redfin says that traffic growth for online listings for houses in the suburbs and small towns has outpaced that for the cities by 164% over the past 2 months. So demand, supply, all going to play a factor in having bidding wars on houses. So how can we adjust to this new reality? What can we do? A couple of things is, when we have a new listing, what do? For many agents, what they do is they put the house on the market immediately, and what's happening in many markets is then they're almost instantly getting multiple offers. But is that the best idea for you or the seller? The answer could be no, because what we know that listings do for us is it makes the phone ring, and it creates opportunities for us to create other listings, to work with other buyers who might also own other listings. So if we just close that gap down and we say, oh, we're just going to put it right on the market and just see this flood of multiple offers, we miss that marketing opportunity. Also, we may actually help the seller get even a higher price if we have a strategy. So let's look at what I call the listing launch marketing strategy, or a listing launch sequence. This starts on a Thursday. Redfin has studied tens of thousands of sales, and they've determined that Thursday at 5 o'clock is the single best time to launch a new listing into the market space. So imagine that you do that. You launch on Thursday at 5, and then in your marketing remarks, you say something similar to this, as long as it's okay with the MLS and your supervising broker. You say something like, hey, no private showings until Saturday and Sunday. So we're not allowing showings until Saturday and Sunday. Contact the listing agent to schedule. Public open house will be conducted at Friday at 4 to 6 p.m. And you can do this live or virtually, depending on what's going on in your market, what phase of the COVID response you're in. Agents are welcome to attend with buyers. All offers will be reviewed on Monday with a response no later than Tuesday at 5. So we're laying a whole sequence out here. Thursday, that listing launches, it goes to IDX, all the buyers see it, comes into their feed, comes into their email, comes into their text. Agents see the listing, no showings until Saturday and Sunday, but an open house on Friday where everybody can come and look together. And then no offers are going to be considered until Monday with a response no later than Tuesday. So we're really laying the ground here to try to generate a buyer interest, to try to generate some leads for you so that you have a different kind of strategy in a low supply market. This also gives us a unique opportunity to market to the neighborhood by making calls, talking to people in the neighborhood about the open house, about the fact that the listing has hit the market. If we just allow the listing to hit on a Tuesday and we get multiple offers and sold by Wednesday, we'll miss that opportunity. It also gives us an opportunity to market on social media. So lots of reasons why we should consider having a listing sequence in a low supply market. Something else to consider is how you're training your buyers to deal with a low supply market. I learned this technique from my friend Dan Lesniak. Dan is a billion-dollar agent, credible leader in his own right. He was on our podcast recently, and he shared his 4C approach to buyer training. And this is setting the stage for buyers to understand that in a low supply market, we have to come in and handle things maybe a little bit differently. Part of it's buyer training. And so what he covers is the 4Cs. Number one is the importance of cash, or showing how you're going to finance the property. Obviously, recommending pre-approval letters is a good thing as opposed to pre-qual. If you're coming in with real cash, then having a proof of funds letter attached to the offer so you don't have to have that come later. Another technique that he uses, which is terrific, is to come in with a local lender approval, not just an online lender approval, which strengthens your offer. If you are coming in and making an offer A lot of times the rule of thumb, a lot of areas is 1% of earnest money. So if it's a $500,000 house, a lot of people come in at 5,000. But if you're competing against multiple offers, maybe we want to increase that or have that conversation with the buyers about showing our strength, maybe by doubling it, going to 10 or going to $20,000 earnest money. Again, risk reward, talk to your supervising broker about it. Something else to consider is showing your down payment. A lot of areas don't show the down payment, but if you have a strong down payment, that can make a difference in who the seller will choose ultimately. Right? One of my friends out in Southern California just competed on a home with his buyers, 32 competing offers, 32, right? Then contingencies. The less contingencies we have, the more likely are we to get accepted. So we may still have to have some contingencies, but think about limiting them. Can we, instead of having 12 days on an inspection timeline, can we have 6? Can we have 7? Can we work it out with our inspector friends to make sure they can get into these houses quicker? Some people are waiving appraisals. Again, risk reward. Some people are putting a cap on appraisals by saying we'll pay up to 10% over appraised value. Some people are waiving those appraisal contingencies and actually immediately releasing earnest money to the seller. So they're saying, hey, if you sign an offer, we're going to give you $2,000 non-refundable just for signing the offer, right? So lots of ways to be aggressive coming in. Closing, making sure your closing date aligns with the seller. This is asking the question, hey, when does the seller want to close? Do they need to rent back, maybe? And then competition. The less competition you have, the better, obviously. So going out, scouring the market, looking at FSBOs, looking at expired listings, looking at, narrow casting into a neighborhood so you can uncover listings that haven't hit the market yet, talking to your colleagues about coming soon listings, trying to get ahead of the market and by heading off the competition. Another part of competition is considering using escalation clauses. So if you know you are actually competing, maybe come in with an escalation clause which states we're willing to go to this price, and we're willing to do that by going $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000 above the next highest offer up to a cap. Again, something to talk about with your supervising broker. Something else, just as a side note, for those of you that lose, and we all are going to lose at some point in a multiple offer situation, always go back and see if you can at least get into a backup offer position. A lot of times the first position will fail and you'll be elevated to that first position if you go into backup. But if you never go there, you'll never have that opportunity to get moved up. So several ideas there for you in a low supply market that might be able to help you with sellers and with buyers. If you want more ideas like this, check us out over at eRealEstateCoach.com and explore the Path Performance Coaching Platform. 16 intense weeks of really helping you elevate your business and have transformation in your business. Have a great day, good selling. See you next time over at eRealEstateCoach.com.